The objective of the attack is the encirclement of the 21st English Army Group and the 9th and 1st American Armies by a quick assault on Antwerp, and to destroy them in cooperation with our forces attacking south from Holland. The prerequisite for the success of this operation is to surprise the enemy, which requires secrecy, speed, and mobility forward without looking right or left across the mirrors towards Antwerp. 66th Army Corps is part of Fifth Panzer Army. The Corps principal units are the 18th and 62nd Volksgrenadier Divisions and the 244th Sturmgeschütz Brigade. 66th Army Corps is to isolate the U.S. 422nd and 423rd Infantry Regiments on the Schneeifel and capture St Vith on the first day of the attack. By evening the second day, the Corps will be west of the Somme River with the bulk of the forces at Bilsen. In the north, the 18th Volksgrenadier Division will attack the Reconnaissance Battalion and occupy a defensive line from Solschenbach to Rhine, supported by the 244th Sturmgeschütz Brigade. In the south, the division will attack northeast through an anti-tank company and establish a defense from Belgium to Rhine, supported by Division Jagdpanzers. These advances will encircle 2 American infantry regiments. The 200 grenadiers of the Division Kampfgruppe will hold across the front of the enemy regiments. The division will advance northwest past St Vith, swing west, and advance to the Somme River. Kampfgruppe Rheinhaken in Steinberg is the division reserve force. 62nd Volksgrenadier Division will attack northwest through Winterspelt and Steinbruck to St Vith by the end of the day. The division will turn west and advance to the Somme River. 2nd Battalion of the 164th Grenadier Regiment is that division's reserve in the Braunschweig area. 5th Panzer Army artillery opens fire on the enemy in the Losheim Gap, alerting him to our assault troops. Somebody did not pass on the correct orders. In spite of this, 18th Volksgrenadier Division takes Roth, Kobscheid, and reaches Aue in the afternoon, but is stopped southwest of town by direct artillery fire and counterattacks. On the south end of the line, 18th Volksgrenadier overruns Blythe and reaches Oberschlau behind the 423rd Infantry Regiment before dawn. After sunup, U.S. fires make it impossible to move through Blythe. Control of the town changes hands throughout the day, but by dark, the enemy holds it. 62nd Volksgrenadier advance is limited to the high ground north of Ingolstadt. Both divisions have suffered heavy losses.
7th Armored Division is ordered to move to 8th Corps in Bastogne, Belgium. I ordered an advance group of 8th Corps headquarters in Bastogne to get information on the situation.
With the success of 18th Volksgrenadier Division, the mission of securing St Vith is transferred to them. 5th Panzer Army promises more armor support and forcibly states St Vith must be taken on the 17th. St Vith is the junction of 5 major roads and 3 rail lines that permit fast movement in the rugged Ardennes terrain. Muddy wagon tracks are the only other routes through the area, since cross-country movement is impossible. 18th Volksgrenadier Division is to resume the attack on Schoenberg before dawn. General von Manteuffel will be at the division command post to watch operations tomorrow. Because of the 62nd Volksgrenadier Corps performance, I will join them to watch over their attack tomorrow.
My advance group met with the 8th Corps commander, and the division is ordered to St Vith to aid the 106th Infantry Division. There's barely time to position route guides to direct the 2 columns movement. Time does not permit dissemination of orders specifying destination or mission, nor the maps available. After delays, the west group of the 7th Armored Division starts south to St Vith at 0500 hours. The east group starts moving at 0800 hours. German recon aircraft fly over the division's west column around Heerlen.
62nd Volksgrenadier Division is in possession of Winterspelt. I take command of the division to get it moving to the Steinbruck Bridge over the Ore River. 18th Volksgrenadier Division reports it has taken Almler, Belay, both wings have joined up at Schoenberg and encircling the 2 regiment in the Schneeifel and is advancing on St Vith.
A German unit has hit the east column between the division tactical headquarters and the division artillery. The rear half of the column returns to the start point and takes the west route. After passing through Trapon, the west march group is slowed by ever-growing numbers of friendly troops moving in the opposite direction.
62nd Volksgrenadier Division resumes the advances, reaches the high ground overlooking Steinbruck, and is attacked by enemy tanks and infantry. In spite of enemy defenses, an 18th Volksgrenadier Battalion with Sturmgeschütz takes Hunen and Stetz on the road to St Vith. Enemy artillery and one air attack have slowed the advance.
The 14th Cavalry is between Born and Bullingen and being forced back. The infantry and engineers are holding the hill east of town. The planned attack by
CCB.
CCB 7th Armored to open an escape route for the 422nd and 423rd, surrounded east of Schoenberg, cannot be carried out because troops and tanks are attacking entangled on the traffic congested roads to the west. CCB 9th Armored under 106th Division control is attacking enemy troops at Steinbruck and pushing towards Winterfeld. The 424th Infantry Regiment is holding its original position.
The front of the 18th Bulge Division column, moving it on St Vith, is taken under heavy fire as it approaches the town and withdraws to the woods. The following mobile battalion moves north to occupy the high ground near Ovala Road. The 62nd Bulge Grenadier is forced back to Eckleroth by an attacking enemy armor unit.
Troop B, 87th Cavalry, arrives and is placed north of the engineers. The rest of the 87th Cavalry Squadron is sent north to Wall Road to tie in with 14th Cavalry Group. The 38th Armored Infantry Battalion is placed in line and takes command of the engineers and makes contact with CCB 9th Armored to the south. Company Bravo, 23rd Armored Infantry Battalion, and Company Alpha, 31st Tank Battalion, are attached to the 38th. The leading tank platoon is preceded by a platoon leader and a peak. The platoon leader rounds a bend long before reaching the engineers and spots 3 enemy tanks and about a company of infantry moving toward him. The platoon leader turns around and joins his platoon, then ambushes the Germans. The rest of the 23rd Armored Infantry and 31st Tank Battalion are placed west of St Vith as mobile counterattack force. The 424th Infantry and CCB 9th Armored are ordered to withdraw to new positions west of the Ore River.
Another 18th Bulge Grenadier runs into a tank ambush. The lead assault guns are destroyed and many of the troops killed.
Most of the division is stretched from Potois back to Stavelot because of the westward flow of panic-friendly troops. All elements of the 106th Infantry and CCB 9 Armored are placed under my command. Survivors of the CCB 9th Armored Division trains in Lingenville report being overrun by German tanks about 1,400 hours. The driver for the division's chief of staff stumbled into CCR's lines, reporting running into a German tank column near Pont, and the chief of staff is dead. This puts the enemy well behind the division's front line.
General Manteuffel and I meet the 18th Bulge Grenadier commander in Schoenberg. The 18th and 67th will close on St Vith by dawn, then attack. The Führerbeglet Brigade will be assigned to push west by way of St Vith.
CCR 7th Armored takes over defense north of the town from 14th Cavalry Group. CCB 7 Armored with CCB 9th Armored and 424th Infantry have the east. CCA 7 Armored is in the Division Reserve southwest of the town. The defense line runs from Pfenningen to Bessenbach Road, crossroads. Now it is a matter of extracting the division's units from the mobs, jamming the roads, and placing them in position. CCR sends a company of the 17th Tank Battalion to Recht to check out a Peeps driver's report of running into SS troops. The lead Jeep occupants spots Germans and fire. A M4 moving up is illuminated and blinded by flares fired by the German armor and knocked out. The tank company withdraws to the high ground south of Recht. For safety, I ordered the division trains in Salmacto to move west to La Roche. This will increase the main supply route length from 12 to 32 miles. Fortunately, there are 106th Division, 8th Corps, and 1st Army supply dumps inside our lines.
62nd Bulge Grenadier Division starts to attack and finds the enemy gone. The advance resumes, but the Ore River Bridge at Steinbruck is found destroyed. More of the 18th Bulge Grenadier Division is slowly moving to St Vith. The few roads are deep mud mires and heavily congested with units crawling west. The 18th Bulge Grenadier found U.S. soldiers, the 106th Cavalry and Troop B 18th Cavalry asleep in the wooded knoll outside of Schoenberg and captured them without a shot fired.
The plan to break through to the 422nd and 423rd Infantry has to be scrapped. We are faced with 3 German divisions. At 0800 hours, the Germans attack Huning and Wall Road from the north, and St Vith from the west along the Schoenberg Road. Counterattacks by CCB reserves retake lost ground. During this fighting, the trains of the 23rd Armored Infantry and 31st Tank near Petit Thier report being attacked by Germans. CCA is ordered to take Potois back. The first attack gets into Potois, but is forced to withdraw. The second attack takes the town. German troops are reported attacking Goose. 1st SS Panzer is to the north. The Grossdeutschland Division is to the northeast, 18th Volksgrenadier to the east, and 62nd Volksgrenadier to the southeast.
The Führerbegleitbrigade, or FBB, is finally released to me. I ordered the commander, Oberst Riemer, to take part in the final assault on St Vith, but not to get entangled in the fighting there, as his main role is to drive hard and fast for the Meuse River.
During the night, the Germans probed all along the line. Our patrols ambushed and are ambushed all night by German patrols. Road junctions were heavily bombarded by German artillery. 2 attacks aimed at Huningen are turned back by tank, armored car, and assault gun fire. We received a letter from the 8th Corps ordering all units to hold along the wrecked St Vith, Bastogne, Liege Highway, Bastogne, Brettweiler line. There will be no withdrawal. Units whose front lines are now west of the line to be stabilized will regain lost ground.
As the advanced detachment of the FBB arrives at Waller Road, Riemer found the road net did not allow bypassing St Vith, so decided to support the 18th Volksgrenadier attack. The 18th attack along the St Vith Road was stopped by heavy enemy fire. Riemer, getting conflicting orders from Army Group B, Fifth Panzer Army, and my 66th Armor Corps, sends his troops north to Waller Road. The rest of his units strung out all the way back to Bulge. Word from 6th Panzer Army is 9th SS Panzer Division will take over 1st SS Panzer Divisions at Recht and Platow. 2nd SS Panzer Division ordered to join 5th Panzer Army where there are open roads.
German infantry and tanks repeatedly strike Huningen. An attack on Wall Road is broken up by our artillery. German tank and infantry attacks on are turned back. In the morning, 112th Infantry Regiment joins the 7th Armored Defense of St Vith because all contact had been lost with 28th Infantry Division headquarters and 110th Infantry Regiment.
The 18th Volksgrenadier Division is having to concentrate on forcing the 2 surrounding regiments in the Schnee-Eifel to surrender. Elements of FBB marching the St Vith engaged some of the surrounded Army infantry in a short battle en route. The surviving U.S. troops finally surrender. The bulk of the surrounded regiments now surrender. General von Manteuffel and Field Marshal Model arrived at the 18th Volksgrenadier command post trying to get the attack moving. FBB and 18th Volksgrenadier are slowly moving towards St Vith on the few muddy roads.
Being out of radio and phone contact with 8th Corps headquarters, I sent a messenger to the Corps commander. 7th Armored Division still holds positions shown on overlay. No friendly troops known to be on our north. CCB 9th Armored Division, 424th Infantry, and 112th Infantry on our south. And I am protecting my flanks as far west as the Oath River as best I can with miscellaneous units. Request you establish communication with me. CCB 9 Armored withdraws through St Vith to new positions west of the railroad to prevent being cut off if the Germans break through. A division trains outposts south of La Roche hits hives, beat off an enemy patrol. Being 32 miles in the rear trains should be safe. With the possibility of an attack on La Roche from the west, ammunition class 1 and 3 stores are moved east to St Vith. Even with this shortened MSR, it takes supply convoys 2 days to make a round trip.
All 3 18th Volksgrenadier Division regiments have arrived at St Vith, but the artillery is still moving up. The 62nd Volksgrenadier Artillery places the bridge at Steinbrock and is bringing up its artillery. The division moves on, takes Wilhelmsweiler, and moves on to hit the enemy south of St Vith. Mortar and tank fire forces the Grenadiers back. I have to direct traffic near St Vith because 9th SS Panzer Division is using my core roads instead of the ones it is assigned. Combined with FBB and 18th Volksgrenadier Division's horse-drawn artillery, the traffic is jammed. The midnight FBB attack from Bala Road fails and the unit starts marching north. FBB attacks with forces that have arrived. 2 companies of Sturmgeschütz and a battalion of grenadiers take Nieder Immels and Ober Immels. 18th Volksgrenadier divisions in the Schnee-Eifel have finished processing the prisoners and is moving to St Vith. 62nd Volksgrenadier takes Maasveld and Breitfeld, then is halted at the woods east of Griffelgen by heavy enemy artillery fire. Enemy resistance around St Vith appears to be weakening.
We are facing a full-scale German offensive, not a local counterattack against our offensive on the Rohr River, Schwammenil, Hurft, and Polishos dams, as first believed. Compared to the previous 2 days, the 20th has been quiet. Task Force Jones is formed and sent to reinforce the 440th Anti-Aircraft Artillery Battalion headquarters that has been holding Goose since the 18th. German attacks on Task Force Jones at Chiram and Gouvy are turned back. German tanks move into Ober-Immels and our outpost withdrawals. Artillery fire is directed at several enemy tank and infantry concentrations. During the day, prisoners of 7 German divisions have been captured. The worst news of the day is German tanks and infantry overran our ammunition, Class 1 and 3 supplies in St Vith. Fortunately, the rest of the trains at La Roche report only patrol activity. With the communication situation, I send a message to 1st Army. I'm out of touch with 8th Corps and give my situation. A 1st Army order arrives attaching 7th Armored to 18th Airborne Corps when communication is established and stating I retain command of all units in the St Vith area. British 24th Army Group assumed control of 1st Army units north of Gaivet-Brüm line at 1200 hours.
6th Panzer Army is not able to move fuel and ammo forward because the St Vith roads are not available. 9th SS Panzer Division is ordered to push on to the Somme River. 5th Panzer Army orders an all-out attack. I order St Vith taken today regardless of cost. FBB is to attack south from Nieder Immels. 1 regiment 18th Volksgrenadier will make a supporting attack south from Bala Road, while 2 regiments make the main attack along the Schoenberg-St Vith Road. The regiment of the 62nd Volksgrenadier attacks on the left of the 18th Volksgrenadier, making main effort to support. South of Gallhausen, the 2 other regiments of the 62nd Volksgrenadier will attack west to gain the St Vith Griffelgen Road. The attack is scheduled for 1400 hours to allow the Corps artillery to be in position.
Last night, 70 troops of the Intelligence and Reconnaissance Platoon, 423rd Infantry, reached our lines. Vehicle sounds were reported to the northeast and south. At 1100, German tanks and infantry attacked. At 1400, heavy artillery hits followed by large infantry attacks supported by self-propelled guns. An 8th Corps order comes in removing 106th Division from my control. This conflicts with 1st Army orders. But I have not established communication with 18th Corps, so 8th Corps is still my higher headquarters. To clear up this confusion, I send a message to 8th Corps. Is this unit still a part of the Corps?
The 9th SS Panzer Division morning attack on Platau fails. FBB attacks southeast with what elements have managed to get through the traffic jam on the Meyer roads and cuts the Vielsen-St Vith road instead of south of St Vith as ordered. The 18th Volksgrenadiers' right main assault regiment achieves a breakthrough, so I ordered the left regiment to shift and follow up the success, plus send in the 224th Sturmgeschütz Brigade. 62nd Volksgrenadiers badly hurt by an enemy tank attack, but is pushing for Griffelgen.
With strong enemy forces around Saint-Marie and Hotan, division trains on La Roche evacuate to Marche by 1800, where 84th Infantry Division is dug in. Supplies now have to travel 70 miles. Until 2000 hours, we hold our positions. In several areas, German armor knocks out M4 tanks holding key positions by using flares to silhouette and blind them. The German infantry come forward quickly, overrunning the few local armored infantry. Another attack breaks through between 2200 hours. The Germans have made 3 penetrations of our lines, and CCB-7 armored with
Grenadier westward assault enters St Vith just before the 62nd Volksgrenadier arrives from the south and FBB from the northwest.
The Germans attack on Roth from the west. At the same time, the 112th and 424th Infantry Regiments are ordered to withdraw west to tie in with the new defense line. By 11:35, the Germans control St Vith, splitting our lines. 18th Airborne Corps orders from the 106th Infantry Division to take command of the 7th Armored and all units in the St Vith area. My message to 18th Airborne Corps: in my opinion, if we don't get out here and up north of 82nd before night, we will not have a 7th Armored Division left. 18th Airborne Corps Commander Major General Ridgway arrives at my command post to sort out my memo on why this position cannot be held, is contradicted by 106th Division saying to retain the ground now defended. Field Marshal Montgomery has already said it is time to withdraw. Ridgway wants to form a pocket between St Vith and Ville-Somme to hold out until relieved. Supplies will be airdropped. On a few roads in the thickly forested area, tanks are sitting ducks without an infantry screen. The troops are about 50% effective after 5 days of continuous combat. 106th Division Commander says he believes it will work. Ridgway and I go see the field commanders. At 16:30, General Clark of CCB, 7th Armored, and Colonel Reed of 424th Infantry both placed the efficiency of their units at 40 to 50%. Not satisfied, Ridgway goes to see General Hodge of the CCB 9th Armored, who he was at West Point with. After this meeting, Ridgway orders the fortified Goose evacuated. Just before 1900 hours, I am reinstated as commander of all forces in St Vith.
Units of the 66th Army Corps are attacking west of the Somme River in Ville-Somme. FBB has taken Roche. 18th Volksgrenadier is pushing towards Kalmbach. 62nd Volksgrenadier is fighting at Neuendorf and Grufflingen.
A 90-truck convoy carrying 5,000 rounds of 105mm artillery ammunition arrived just as the ammo was running out. By dark, CCB 7th Armored established a defensive line starting at Hinterhausen. German tanks and infantry break through and reach Kronbach. CCB 9th Armored withdraws to Braunlof under heavy attacks. Kotow is under attack. Germans got into Company Bravo 48th Armored Infantry Battalion's vehicle park and drove off 20 half-tracks with troops' belongings inside. All units will withdraw across the Somme River at Ville-Somme, or Somme Chateau. The artillery starts withdrawing a battery at a time to maintain fire on the enemy. The muddy ground and few roads could result in many units being overrun while they are trying to withdraw.
The units are intermingled from the night advances, plus are mixed up in with bypassed enemy units withdrawing. Reorganizing the assault will have to wait for daylight.
Overnight, the temperature dropped, freezing the ground. The armor can maneuver freely now. CCB 9th Armored starts to withdraw through Somme Chateau. The south half of CCB 7th Armored pulls back to Braunlof, picking up a company of the 424th Infantry Regiment engaged in a firefight. The tanks charge through Germans and head for Somme Chateau. The rest of CCB 7th Armored withdraws from Hinterhausen to Komonster.
FBB sees the enemy withdrawing and attacks Hinterhausen. Enemy fire prevents them from advancing until the last elements disappear west. So FBB advances to Sirex. Many Army tanks are destroyed and captured near Kaplan. The 9th SS troops advancing as flank screen for the attack on Kotow, mistaken advancing 18th Volksgrenadier troops coming up from road for the enemy to open fire. The 9th SS attack on Kotow fails, so the unit bypasses the town, advances to and occupies Grand Hollow on the Somme River.
The southern elements of 7th Armored have crossed the Somme. CCA passes through CCR with German tanks following. After 6 days, the sky is cleared and our aircraft are up in strength. A fighter bomber attack on the Germans allows CCA to break contact. CCR follows CCA through Ville-Somme. The division rear guard, 87th Cavalry Squadron, passes through Ville-Somme. Task Force Jones withdraws through 112th Infantry to Somme Chateau. German tanks and infantry attack 112th Infantry, forcing them to withdraw from Rogerie to Sirex. Task Force Jones finds Somme Chateau occupied by Germans. 112th Infantry pulls out of Sirex, heading for Somme Chateau with German tanks following. Trapped between two German forces, the troops abandon their equipment, head west, and most make it to 82nd Airborne lines during the night.
Grenadiers of the 9th SS Panzer Division captured the bridge at Ville-Somme before it could be completely destroyed. Kampfgruppe Craig of the 2nd SS gets in the Somme Chateau ahead of enemy forces trying to escape across the Somme River. Together with the 62nd Volksgrenadier, many prisoners are taken and a lot of abandoned equipment captured.
We stopped the German breakthrough of the 14th Cavalry Group and 106th Infantry Division. Delayed arrival of the 1st SS Panzer Division's follow-on troops, allowing its tank regiment that broke through to be surrounded and enabled the 82nd Airborne Division and 3rd Armored Division to move into defensive positions along the Amblève and Somme rivers. In 7 days of combat, the 7th Armored Division engaged 8 enemy divisions, suffering heavy losses. The 424th, 112th, CCB 9th Armored Division suffered similar losses. The 7th Armored Divisions at St Vith is still studied in the U.S. Armor School as an example of armor in the defense.
This concludes our presentation.